Hello, pleasure seekers, and welcome to the Fantasy Gifts YouTube channel. If you are new to our channel, my name is Brianna, and I am the in-house sex educator with Fantasy Gifts. And if you're returning with us, welcome back. The one thing that I really want to dive into today is a topic that really does deserve so much more positive conversation and just celebration. Trans pleasure. For far too long, any conversations or information about pleasure itself has been very limited and then very exclusionary on top of it. So having trans, non-binary, agender, gender fluid folk tend to feel like an afterthought, and they shouldn't be. In fact, trans and queer individuals are the people who are always at the forefront of fighting for our rights and getting liberation for so many different communities. So it only seems right that they should be centered in conversations about pleasure. Now, I am not a therapist, nor am I trans myself. I do identify as a cisgender person. So any experiences or stories I have are going to be coming from friends or colleagues who have allowed me to share their experiences, as well as trainings I've taken that come from trans folks and who are wanting to educate individuals like myself. So this is a full disclosure that I can't speak from a trans experience personally because I haven't had that experience. What I can speak on, though, is that there are so many products that maybe you wouldn't necessarily find to be trans inclusive or trans centered, but they exist, and I can actually at least help in finding the right product for you, making sure there are gender affirming care that you can take, and just really getting to help you find your path to gender euphoria. When it comes to gender affirming care, it could be as simple as getting your hair cut, getting your nails done, shaving your legs, shaving your face. It could go all the way to medical transition, so using testosterone, or even having surgeries. Gender affirming care doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be complicated for trans and non-binary folk. It should be reachable. And when it comes to beginners who are just really trying to experience the changes of their bodies or what they would like to see from their bodies, it shouldn't be an impossible reach. So to a line that we do carry is Gender Fluid, that they have amazing gender affirming products. One being that we have binders, chest binders, 2 different styles, and then of course we also have packers. Now when it comes to measuring and trying to find the right binder, there's really only one good way to do it, and that's measure as if you are getting size for a bra. And I hate saying it, but that really is truly the best way to find out what size is going to be perfect for you. So similar to finding a bra would be with a flexible measuring tape underneath your breast, and then also at the height of your chest, so about right under your arms. Now, for example, if you have straps like this, you might want to do from shoulder to shoulder. If you are someone who's taller than average, you may want to go a size up, just because it will fit a little bit differently. And if you're in between sizes, you should maybe consider going that size up. Yes, binders, we want to be able to really compress the chest and our breasts to our bodies to give that gender affirming look that we want. However, you still need to be able to breathe. Unfortunately, far too many people, younger individuals who don't have access to this information, are using things such as ace bandages, duct tape, saran wrap, and it's actually very dangerous for that. So making sure that it fits right, that you're able to breathe, no more than 8 hours for any binder, making sure you take it off for sleep, for exercise, take days off if you can, just to allow your body to recuperate and handle because you are compressing parts of your body closer to your chest. Make sure you are cleaning it the way that it says on the instructions. And cleaning it also really helps keep its shape, but also prevents infections as well. And of course, just making sure that it is breathable material. Now, when it comes to packers, there are some things to consider or be aware of as well. First and foremost, hygiene. And I know that seems like such a duh kind of answer, but it's really not. It's on your skin, it's in a part of your body that probably is producing a lot of sweat. There's bacteria there from urinating, especially if you're using a stand to pee as well as for your packer. The material you have, if it's TPE or TPR, it's going to be very porous. So bacteria is going to grow very quickly. Making sure you are cleaning it regularly. And I know sometimes cleaning it and pulling it away from your body has caused people to experience gender dysphoria even more. I will say, as coming from Fantasy Gifts, we do want you to be healthy when using these products. The other thing to consider is a comfortable harness or boxers, just to keep things secure, making sure things aren't shifting. This kind of falls into safety as well. If it's not secure, it could cause injury to yourself. It could cause a lot of discomfort and also throw you into feeling that dysphoria. And then also just embarrassment. And we don't want that for you. Obviously, no one wants that. So just making sure what you wear, how it's placed, that it's comfortable, and it's going to stay safely there. Other things to consider are skin irritation and skincare. If this material is something that you're like really sensitive towards, but it's the right color, the right size, the right shape, you can actually find it's like packer protectors or even condoms, and they'll also make sure that cleanup is a lot easier than if you didn't have anything there. And making sure you are moisturizing daily. The boxers, the harnesses, even the material of the packer might causing some irritation. So if you moisturize daily, it can actually really help prevent any of those issues from occurring. Now, when it comes to pleasure products, we do have a handful that are trans specific, and then there's products out there that I guarantee you probably wouldn't know that they are great for any body, and I mean any actual physical body. So let's go over some. Of course, we have the FTM packer. This is great for someone who's on T, has some growth, and this can also be used for cis men who want to use as their own stroker. We also have Gender X products. Gender X is great because they don't specify for him, for her. Anatomy is a little harder to get away from. However, our associates are trained to think outside the box. So for example, this is what would generally be a bullet, often marketed as a clitoral stimulator. However, you can use it all over your body. You can use it on nipples, you can use it on the shaft of a penis, you can use it on vulva. So really just thinking of any place that you can use it, trans or not. Gender X, this one in particular, Beta Pleasure, it can be considered a vaginal probe, but I believe we have it marked as an anal probe. But again, the way that's shaped can be used for any type of body. So this is a great product to really consider for the different types of things you might want to do. Then we have the other products. So I have a body wand here. However, any wand can be used all over your body. And the best things about wands is that they don't have to be sex specific. They really can just be to feel nice and feel relaxed. The new Sensual Tulip here is awesome because this product has 3 prongs. And again, this can be used as a masturbator for someone who's on teen, has some growth. So this is a really good product for someone who identifies as trans. And then anything that's air pulse. I know this is kind of weird, but if they have a bigger hole, and let's see if we can see this. No. If it has a bigger hole, you can also use it as a masturbator. I actually learned that from a training group in, I believe it's Kentucky, and have shared it with some of our customers, and they came back and said that worked amazing. That's exactly what I needed for myself. So these are awesome things to consider for a trans body. And as I've mentioned, I am not a therapist. I will say our store, we partnered with Trans Equity Coalition and had the wonderful Dr. Damon come out and speak to us about trans pleasure being resistance, and gender euphoria. And one thing that he said was that most people think, okay, euphoria, it should be like this, like this amazing feeling, and it's supposed to be grand and just out there. And he said, no, it could be just a day of, that felt right. That felt good. So one message that I want to share from him specifically is that when looking for transgender gender euphoria, it doesn't have to be that grand feeling. It can absolutely be that just day of, this feels good. And hopefully this message, for those of you who already know this, that's wonderful. For those of you who don't, or maybe need to share it to someone, please do. And of course, we are hoping to have Trans Equity Coalition have more workshops in our stores with them and partner with them more. Dr. Damon's available for counseling. He does primarily work with trans masculine identities, but still a very awesome therapist and coach when it comes to trans and queer identities. So, and of course, if you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram and TikTok accounts, Fantasy Gifts NJ. And if there's anything you want to hear from us, please let us know. We love ideas. We love hearing more. So yeah, definitely drop a comment, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next week. Bye.